Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Good evening. Tonight we find ourselves at a crossroads in history, one where the echoes of the past are growing louder, and the choices we make now could shape the world for generations to come. In the delicate balance of global power, few words carry the seismic gravity of nuclear testing. The mere mention of it conjures memories of a time when the world teetered on the edge of unimaginable destruction, and the threat of nuclear war was a constant shadow over daily life. This past weekend, President Donald Trump's call to resume American nuclear weapons testing has sent shockwaves across continents. The announcement has not only reignited old fears but has also sparked urgent debates among world leaders, scientists, and citizens alike. This is more than a headline. It threatens to unravel decades of international security and ignite a new era of nuclear competition. The world's fragile peace, built painstakingly over years of negotiation and trust, now faces a critical test. For over 30 years, the world assumed the great powers were moving away from nuclear brinkmanship. Treaties were signed, arsenals were reduced, and the hope for a safer future seemed within reach. The voluntary pause on testing became a symbol of restraint, encouraging others to follow. It was a rare moment of unity, where nations agreed that some lines should never be crossed again. To abandon this moratorium risks a domino effect, making the world less stable and predictable. If one nation resumes testing, others may feel compelled to do the same, setting off a chain reaction that could spiral out of control. President Trump's directive forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth. The nuclear threat is as real today as ever. The decisions made in the coming days will reverberate far beyond our borders, affecting the safety and security of people everywhere. Tonight we'll examine the history, the confusion, and the warnings from experts and allies. We'll look at how past decisions have shaped our present, and what lessons we can draw as we face this renewed uncertainty. The stakes are high, and understanding this moment is crucial for our future. As we navigate these turbulent times, it's more important than ever to stay informed, to question, and to remember that the choices we make today will define the world we leave for tomorrow. To understand today's crisis, we must look back. The story of American nuclear testing is not just about weapons, but about the choices, fears, and ambitions that shape the modern world. It's a tale of scientific breakthroughs, political rivalries, and the profound consequences of harnessing the atom. American nuclear testing began in 1945 with the Trinity test, a secret explosion in the New Mexico desert that ushered in a new era. This single event marked the dawn of the atomic age, forever altering the course of history and setting the stage for a global arms race. The Cold War saw relentless testing, as the United States and the Soviet Union raced to build ever more powerful bombs. Hundreds of atmospheric and underground detonations took place, each one a demonstration of technological might and a warning to adversaries. These tests became a symbol of superpower rivalry and the ever-present threat of nuclear war. But these tests came at a cost. They fueled the arms race and left a legacy of radioactive fallout, contaminating landscapes and communities. The environmental damage was severe, and the health impacts on people living near test sites became impossible to ignore. As awareness grew, so did public outcry. Protesters marched in the streets demanding an end to atmospheric testing. Their voices, combined with mounting scientific evidence, led to the 1963 Limited Test Ban Treaty, which pushed most tests underground and marked a turning point in nuclear policy. Underground testing continued for decades, hidden from view but no less significant. In 1992, the United States conducted its final nuclear test, codenamed Divider, at the Nevada test site. This marked the end of an era of explosive experimentation. In the aftermath, President George H.W. Bush initiated a moratorium on nuclear testing, a bold move that has been respected by every administration since. This decision reflected a new understanding of global security and the risks of continued testing. The pause in testing was not just a technical decision, but an active policy choice. It encouraged global arms control efforts, inspired international treaties, and signaled a commitment to reducing the threat of nuclear war. For over 30 years, the United States has relied on science, not explosions, to maintain its nuclear arsenal. Through advanced computer simulations and rigorous laboratory work, scientists ensure the safety and reliability of the stockpile without the need for new detonations. This long silence from the test sites signaled a major shift in American and international security policy, a move from open detonations to diplomacy, stewardship, and a new era of responsibility in the nuclear age. The U.S. moratorium paved the way for the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, or CTBT. Opened for signature in 1996, the CTBT aimed to ban all nuclear explosions worldwide. President Clinton was the first to sign, but the Senate refused to ratify it, citing concerns over verification and arsenal reliability. Despite this, the U.S. has adhered to the treaty's spirit, supporting global monitoring efforts. America acts as a de facto party, upholding the treaty's principles without formal ratification. President Trump's call for testing now challenges this fragile, decades-old consensus. The consensus was shattered this past weekend. President Trump, via social media, called for the Pentagon to prepare for renewed nuclear testing. The announcement bypassed normal channels, catching allies and officials off guard. It was a dramatic reversal. No review, no discussion, just a call for action. The abruptness and lack of official context fueled global anxiety and speculation. This directive questions the reliability of the stockpile stewardship program and challenges the scientific consensus that has guided U.S. policy for decades. As alarms spread, the Trump administration scrambled to clarify. Energy Secretary Chris Wright stated that no actual nuclear detonations were planned, only system tests involving non-critical explosions. These subcritical experiments, long conducted at the Nevada site, do not violate the CTBT's zero-yield standard. The gap between the president's call and the secretary's technical explanation highlights deep internal disconnects. This ambiguity has left the world uncertain about true U.S. intentions. The mixed messaging itself is a source of instability. Let's look at the numbers behind America's nuclear moratorium. The U.S. conducted 1,054 nuclear tests between 1945 and 1992, more than any other nation. Over 800 were underground, leaving a unique legacy beneath Nevada. Since 1992, the Stockpile Stewardship Program has used advanced simulations and experiments to certify the arsenal's reliability. The U.S. signed the CTBT but never ratified it, yet has abided by its zero-yield standard. President Trump's call for testing directly threatens this voluntary commitment. Experts warn that after decades of dormancy, resuming tests would require years of rebuilding infrastructure and expertise. An immediate test is not technically feasible, despite political rhetoric. President Trump's announcement sent shockwaves worldwide. U.S. allies, especially in Europe and Asia, were alarmed, forced to choose between their security guarantor and arms control principles. For Russia and China, the move could justify restarting their own tests, risking a new unstable arms race. Experts warn this could erode the global non-proliferation norm, emboldening countries like Iran and North Korea. The result? A more crowded, dangerous nuclear landscape. The move would likely isolate the U.S. diplomatically and damage its standing. Rather than enhancing security, resuming testing could make the world more hostile and unpredictable. The predictability and norms of the nuclear world would be shattered. The risk of nuclear confrontation would rise dramatically. The fallout would be felt at home as well. Resuming testing would ignite fierce political battles, with arms control advocates and environmental groups leading the opposition. The debate would split Congress and spark protests nationwide. Rebuilding testing infrastructure would cost billions, straining the national budget. Health and environmental risks, especially for communities near test sites, would reignite old fears. The scientific community largely opposes live testing, confident in simulation-based stewardship. A test would provide limited data, while simulations offer broader insight. This could create a rift between political leaders and scientists, undermining public trust. The move would complicate the nation's nuclear enterprise and deepen divisions. Across the globe, a chorus of expert voices, spanning diplomacy, science, and arms control, has emerged with remarkable clarity. Nearly all agree, resuming nuclear testing would be a grave and unnecessary mistake, one that could unravel decades of progress and trust. These experts, many of whom have dedicated their lives to preventing nuclear catastrophe, warn that the risks far outweigh any perceived benefits. They emphasize that the global norm against nuclear testing is not just a diplomatic achievement but a hard-won safeguard for humanity. Abandoning this norm would not only undermine international agreements but also erode the fragile trust that has kept the world from the brink of disaster. It would be a historic error, with consequences that could echo for generations. Today, nuclear safety and security depend on international cooperation, scientific transparency, and mutual restraint, not on dangerous demonstrations of power or technological bravado. The world's leading scientists and policymakers agree that collaboration, not confrontation, is the key to a safer future. Thanks to the Stockpile Stewardship Program, we now possess a deeper, more precise understanding of nuclear arsenals than explosive tests ever provided. Advanced simulations and rigorous scientific analysis have replaced the need for live detonations, ensuring reliability and safety without the risks of actual explosions. The real dangers we face today are not technical failures, but the risks of miscalculation, diplomatic breakdown, and uncontrolled escalation. In a world bristling with nuclear weapons, a single misunderstanding could have catastrophic consequences. True security lies in strengthening international treaties, fostering open communication, and working together to reduce nuclear stockpiles. These are the pillars of a stable and peaceful world. They require constant vigilance and commitment. Resuming nuclear testing would not move us forward. It would drag us back into an era of fear, suspicion, and arms races. The lessons of history are clear. Progress is built on restraint, not on reckless displays of force. Today the world stands at a critical crossroads. One path leads to renewed arms races, heightened tensions, and a dangerous spiral of mistrust. The other path offers hope, a future shaped by diplomacy, restraint, and shared responsibility for global security. The decisions made in the coming days and weeks will determine which path we take. The stakes could not be higher, and the world is watching. This moment demands sober reflection, informed debate, and a renewed commitment to global cooperation. The future of nuclear security and the safety of generations to come depends on the choices we make together, right now.